Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fantasy Football, and welcome to my video. Now it is the bank holiday weekend, so I got time in my hands and I thought let me do something a little bit different. I hope you guys will enjoy it. So basically I thought let me just sit here and go through each teams and pick out a few players that I think that is going to do well. But then I thought, why don't I talk about players that not only they're going to do well for Game Week 4, but that could do well in the future. These players might help you out with your team or your wildcard teams. Now I'll stretch the screen just a little bit so you guys can see, and I won't be picking every single player out there, and I might miss a few as well. But I thought this will be fun to give you guys some options. So here we go. Arsenal. Now, as a defense, I wouldn't recommend any of the defense right now, so we're gonna have to kind of skip the defense line. But a player that I want to mention is Ceballos here. 5.6 is a good option for us to kind of get players like Kevin De Bruyne, because we always need that cheap midfielder, and he could be the one to go for. So let's just add him to the list, and at the end we'll see how our team will look. And Pepe. 9.4, an expensive player, hasn't returned yet, but against Liverpool he performed really well in my eyes. And if he continues and if he shows, like, if he brings some kind of returns, then these fixtures after this Tottenham game are fantastic. Look at these fixtures here for Arsenal, and a lot of FPL managers, what they will do is it will slowly start adding Arsenal players into their team. So you're going to add Pepe into the team. I'm going to add Aubameyang in there as well, because we all know what he can do. Scored 22 goals last season. I can see him doing that again this season, and these fixtures will definitely will help him out with that. So let's add him here. Next up is Aston Villa. Good options. Heaton. A lot of FPL managers are thinking to remove Ryan because he's playing Manchester City to a player like Tom Heaton. I think that is a fantastic choice. If you look at these fixtures, they're not too bad as well. Crystal Palace, West Ham, not too bad in the short term. Let's add them to the list. For the defenders, it's really up to you what you want to go for. They're all like that cheap 4.5. But for me, I would go for Mings here. There's going to be a stage where a lot of people will remove their premium defenders, will go for a player like this, like is 4.5, that plays and has a chance to get some returns, and these fixtures will definitely help out with that. Let's add them to the list, and there is a lot of options actually from Aston Villa. But the player that I got my eye on and which I want in my team is John McGinn. So if I want to go for Kevin De Bruyne, then this player will come in and I'll be happy to own this player and actually play him in my team. Very good option. So let's just add him into the team. Wesley, I'm going to skip Wesley for now. Yes, he scored. He done pretty damn well, but I think there are better options than Wesley for now. We'll see what he does. I think he's a fantastic player for Aston Villa. He holds the ball up really well. Helps the team out a lot. Next up is Bournemouth. Now, a lot of us kind of moved away from Bournemouth, and I can understand why. We got a little bit points from them. But a player that I have to mention is Harry Wilson. Very good player. Scored a fantastic free kick. One of the best free kicks that you're going to see this season. These fixtures are not too bad. If you want to go and invest, if you want to remove a player like Fraser, then you can get Harry Wilson. I think he is a fantastic choice because of his price tag at 6 million. So I'm going to add him to the list. As for the strikers, I think there's just a better options, like I said. You know, players like Pookie and even Rashford, even though he missed a penalty. Next up is Brighton. A lot of FPL managers are thinking to remove Ryan because, you know, this game I can see Manchester City scoring a lot of goals here. Dunk is still a good option with 4.6. Should I add him to the list? I think if I'm gonna think of to remove like a player like Ryan, then I don't want another like defensive line from Brighton. But for the midfielders, Trossard is going to be the one. Yeah, he's very low owned, 0.9. But because he's playing against Manchester City, he's not going to be... He won't get the points that we want from this match. It will be like a really low chance for him to get some returns. But I'm still going to add him to the list because it could be a player that we can look out for in the future. And for the strikers, I'm going to skip the strikers for now. And then obviously later on I can remove Trossard. So now Burnley. Let's look at Pope here. 4.5. Another cheap goalkeeper. Okay, this game at home, Liverpool, is going to be very, very difficult. But these fixtures after that are pretty damn good. And so on. It just continues. If you want to go for like a long-term pick, then Pope is the one to go for. For their defense, I think if you're going for Pope, you don't really need their defensive line there. I think Pope is going to be the one that is going to keep, is going to bring a lot of points. Not many good midfielders, I'm afraid, and there's quite a lot of injuries here as well. But I have to mention Barnes. I can't believe this guy is just doing incredibly well, and we can't skip it. We cannot skip this. 6.6, decent value, very good. How many he scored now? 4 goals, and these fixtures after this Liverpool game, and Liverpool has been conceding, so he could still perform, and he is a nightmare for the defense. Yeah, I'm gonna add that guy into the list. He's definitely worth it. Let's see, Chelsea. Now, I'm not going to recommend Chelsea defence. It's just my opinion. I think they just conceding a lot of goals. I think Emerson could be a shout because he is taking a few free kicks here and there, which is quite interesting. But I think they're just a better defence for now. Let's see how they perform. We'll see how they kind of do in the next few game weeks. But Mount, I think he is a very good option. He takes free kicks, he takes corners, at a fantastic option of 6.2. But he's got this injury. We need to wait and see what's happening with his injury before we get him in. I think if you got him, just hold him, see what's happening in the press conference. But I'm going to add him to this. I think he is a fantastic choice. Oh, okay, can't add him. I'm just going to remove Trossard for now, and let's put Mount. And for the strikers, Tammy, 7 million. He scored 2 goals. Is he going to be the main guy for Chelsea? Well, we can see him, how he kind of like performed in the last game. Performed really well. So he could be Lampard's #1 choice. I think for game week 4 could be a decent option because it is against Sheffield United. Let's just add him into the list. For me, I think they're just a better options like Barnes and Pookie. So I guess he'll be like my 3rd kind of a choice or 4th choice. Crystal Palace. Van Gaal. A lot of people's going to go out there and get Van Gaal. I mean, he scored against Manchester United, the winning goal. But I mean, they don't really seem to perform really well at home. I think for me, it's just all about wait and see. I think their defense is still leaky. I can't see them keeping a clean sheet with the defense that they have. You know, they're missing Sacco a lot. For me, I'm just going to skip. For their midfielders, like Zaha was the player to kind of watch. He's just, because of this transfer issue, he's just not performing well. He's probably thinking about that too much. I think you need to kind of avoid Zaha. Don't do this to yourself. We don't even know if he's going to play every single game just because he scored against Manchester United. I mean, he might score the next game, but it's not good for long term. Whew, okay, Everton, Pickford. Good option. I think if we look at the fixtures are very good for Everton. I'm just trying my best to hold Sigurdsson, but here I'm going to put Lukadin here because he's just a fantastic option. There's still a couple of defenders here that could do really well, that cheaper than Lukadin. If you want to go for that, go ahead, like someone like Coleman. Bernard, Richarlison, Sigurdsson are they're just not performing, and when a player is not performing and they're not on form, we have to kind of get rid. But it's so difficult when it's a decent fixture. But Wolves is actually like they're a difficult team. They're a difficult team to play against. So we'll see what happens with my team. If Martial is injured, then I might need to get rid of Martial. Then yeah, we'll see. I think with Everton, we have to wait and see. With the defense, I think investing in the defense is a great option. Okay, oh my god, there's so many teams! So many teams. This Turkish guy here has been performing well for Leicester City. 4.5 if you want to go for a Leicester City player. But be aware that these fixtures are not that good. Manchester United away, Tottenham at home, Liverpool away. I wouldn't really want to invest, but if you want to go for that Bournemouth game, then there's a high chance for him to keep a clean sheet. I think the player here that you need to bring in the midfielders is Maddison. I wish I had Maddison instead of Perez. Like, I wish I started with Maddison instead of Perez. I knew that he was going to get some kind of assist because he takes a lot of set pieces and he's a fantastic player. For now, I'm going to skip because of the fixtures that they have. I'm going to skip Vardy as well. So I'm going to skip Leicester City players. Now, Liverpool, the defense line, yes, they're not keeping a clean sheet, but I feel like they can still do well. I have Van Dijk in my team. You might have Trent, you might have Robertson. I think you should just keep one. I think they can bring the points. Do not worry about them. They're not bringing the clean sheets. Now, their attack and returns, you know, like think about it. Who would you have? Would you have Robertson or Perez? You need to think like that as well. Just a little bit. So I have Salah in my team. I'm gonna bring Salah in. Let's just remove Pepe. I'm just removing him for now and put Salah. It's up to you if you want to go for Salah or Mane. You know, it's such a massive decision to kind of get Mane or get Salah. You know, both of these players can do well. Look, Mane did well in the last game. In the game against Southampton. Then he didn't do well against Arsenal, but Salah did well against Arsenal. So yeah, this is the problem that we're going to have. And for me, I'm just not going to remove it. If Mane gets the points, then Mane gets the points. So those were the players that I recommend from Liverpool. Now, Manchester City. Oh man, I am actually thinking... I looked at the wildcard and I can bring Sterling, De Bruyne, Sergio Agero for this Brighton at home game. Norwich away as well. Watford. These games, I can see them scoring so many goals. I need to get another Manchester City player. Okay, let's go through this anyway. I think Edison is a fantastic choice, but because we've got Pope and Heaton, I think that's better value for money. For the defense, Laporte is the one to kind of go for the long run. Zinchenko is good for the short term, unless he is the main guy for Pep. If I'm trying to bring in the player for Manchester City, I'm going to go for a player like Sterling. So we have to remove a player now. Just going to remove Mount because he's injured. Put that player in. Kevin De Bruyne as well is another player. As you can see, he's just an assist king. Look at this. 21 assists in 2016, 2017. 2017 and 2018, 18 assists. It's just ridiculous. And obviously last season he was injured quite a lot. I'm going to remove Ceballos here. I'm going to bring in Kevin De Bruyne. Let's adjust this again. If we go down to the list, David Silva played really well. 2 assists. Maybe he could be a massive differential. Instead of trying to get like Kevin De Bruyne, I can just go for David Silva, removing like Lucas Moura or Sigurdsson without taking a hit. That might be a good option for me. I'll see my options later on. And Sergio Agero, look, we scored 2 goals. Altogether 4 goals, 17% owned. I can see him scoring against this game, and Okay, I have to remove one. Let's just remove Aubameyang for now and let's bring in Sergio Agero into this. I'll go through my team and we'll see how it is at the end. And with Manchester United, obviously it has to be Wan-Bissaka, but they're just not performing well. And Martial is up there. James, 6 million to score 2 goals in the last 3. Actually, not a bad choice. So if you want to downgrade maybe Martial to another Manchester United player, maybe James is the one to go for. And of course, up front is Rashford. So yeah, but because we got players like Barnes and Sergio, I'm gonna not bring Rashford for now. But I think those players are gonna do really well. Newcastle, I know they played well against Tottenham. I think I'm not going to go for a Newcastle player for now. Their fixtures are not looking good. Obviously, Watford is a good fixture, but then Liverpool away. They got Manchester United. No, I don't. I want to play for the long term as well, and I don't really want to go for any Newcastle players. I'm afraid, so I don't want to go for Newcastle players. Next team is Norwich. I wouldn't really recommend any of their defense right now. But their midfielder, as you can see, Cantwell, 4.7 rise, which is oh my god, people are gonna get a lot of money for him if he continues to play and continues to bring some kind of points. Scored a goal, 2 assists in the last in that Newcastle game at home. A good fixture for them to continue to get some points for us. Manchester City is going to be difficult, but again, great fixtures after that. Next up is Pookie, 5 goals, and he's been performing really well. 6.9, his price is going to go up again. Against West Ham, great fixture for him to continue his great run. Then it's a bit difficult against Manchester City, but then it becomes good again after that. So I'll definitely add him into my team near the end. For Sheffield United, Lundstrom here has to be in there because he's 4.5, cheap, plays in that midfield role, and he's registered as a defender. Good option, guys. You have to have him in your team. If he continues to play like this, I think he is a keep for the long run. Now, for the other players, I don't really recommend any of their players right now. We need to see how we need to see like a form player coming out of this from this team. Let's go to Southampton. Same thing. With this team. I'm not really looking at the defenders here. They got difficult fixtures coming up. Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester United, Wolves, Leicester. It's not good for the long term. Redmond could be an option as he scored the last game, could be on form, 6.4, but it's not really ideal for the long term. I think there's better 6.5s, 6.4s, with Mount if he's free, with like Harry Wilson. I think they're just a better option than Redmond. I want to go for their strikers as well. Ings seems to not start every game and not he is starting, but he's not starting. He's not getting that 90 minutes, and he's an injury-prone player. Adams here hasn't performed. A lot of people were thinking about adding him into their team in the beginning of the season. I would kind of stay away from Southampton for now. I know for a fact that Son could do extremely well. I know for a fact that Kane can do extremely well. But because these players are expensive, they can always blank as well. And when they blank, they hurt our teams. They hurt our overall points that we get at the end a lot, because we rely on these players to get these points, and if they don't bring any points, it hurts. It hurts, man. Trust me, I've been there before. I'm going to kind of avoid for now because I don't want people to be in pain. That's the goal. I don't want people to be hurt by it. Watford, avoid for now. Okay, let them pick up a form. Let's have a look. These fixtures are not good as well. Newcastle could be okay, but Newcastle won their last game. Arsenal, Manchester City, no. Do not do this to yourself, okay? But West Ham, I wouldn't recommend their defense. But I would recommend Lanzini. But the problem is 6.5. I think I can get a cheaper options than him that could do well at his price range. And even cheaper. But 6.5, 2 assists so far, back to back. These fixtures are decent. But going forward, I'm not 100% sure. The player that I got my eye on is Hala here. Scored 2 goals. Kind of mentioned him in the preseason that I got my eye on him, and he could score against Norwich here because they are, they're playing attacking football, and this could be a great option in the next game. So if you want someone like for the next game, just for that game, then he is a great option. And last but not least is Wolves. Now these fixtures are not looking good for them still, so I would kind of avoid a little bit. I know Raul Jimenez got that goal, and Jota has not been performing, and well, not in the Premier League anyway. I would kind of avoid just for now. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the team. Oh my god, I think I am absolutely exhausted. Now let me just try to make this as a wildcard draft with these players. I got 1.5. I need to remove Sergio. Gotta bring in Pookie. There we go. Let's have a look at 3.7. So I need to make some downgrades. I guess it depends on what kind of formation I'm going for. If I'm gonna go for that 5 in the midfield, but if I'm wildcarding now, I want like other options in my team. So let's just say I go for Pope for the long run and remove Heaton. So that means I need a cheap goalkeeper. That is 0. Is there any cheap? Okay, there we go. So I got 4.2 in the bank. I could still make some downgrades. These are good playing players. Let's just remove this striker. Let's get another cheap striker. See how much we left over with. Let's put in Greenwood because he's getting some minutes. And I got 6.5. I can bring back Zinchenko if I want a Manchester City back line. I got 1 million. I could pretty much do a lot of things here, guys. It's really up to you what you want to do. You can upgrade Harry Wilson to a 7.2 if you want to. Or you can go on and upgrade one of the defense. So yeah, I think let's just put Martial back in there. So that means I have to remove 0.4. Oh, damn it. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about creating a wildcard team, guys. But I thought, why don't I just do it? Number 4.5 player. Let's have a look. This Leicester player. I mean, there are some fixtures here that Leicester could get like a clean sheet in, but let's just bring this player in for now anyway, just so we can complete. And as you can see, I got 0.6. Created a wildcard team on the spot. I thought I'd just create one anyway. But yeah, those were some of the players that I think that could do well from each team. But yeah, that is about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a little bit different. So I went through all of the teams. I picked out the players that I thought that could do well. And at the end, I created a little draft team. Now, it's not the best draft team, but it is something that you can work with. And I gave you these options so you can make your decisions for your team. Anyways, guys, hope this helped. If it did, come give this video a like. Come subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.